then and now. Old days life versus today's life. Turning back to the past, life tells us some ways of life which looked old and traditional. In the old days, life was very uneasy. Everything was very hard to do. It is true that living in the old days was not as good as today's life because they made and used life tools and needs which were mostly from nature. Here are a few life habits done by people in the old days, compared to today's life. First, transportation was very slow. In the past, people used to travel by carriage for transportation. Now, they drive cars for going somewhere. By carriage, it takes a lot of time moving from one place to another. But, driving car can reach further distance and it's very comfortable. Second, cooking way was uneasy. People used to cook over the fire. Now, they have stoves to cook. Cooking over fire was done in practical way, which people made fire and put a pan over it. Differently, using a stove is easy and practical, which people just switch and fire on. Also, it's fast cooking to do. Third, tool to write was unpleasant. People used to write with a feather. Now, they have pens to write. Writing with a feather is dirty but pen feels convenient. A feather pen was taken from hen or rooster, then it was dipped into ink. Now, a modern pen feels convenient for people to use. Fourth, device to type was conventional. People used to type with a typewriter. Now, they have computers for typing. At that time, people typed with a typewriter which needs keys to push down and black ribbons. A typewriter sounds noisy and unpractical. But, a computer is modern and fast working. Fifth, disease curing was from nature. In the past, people used to have herbal for curing disease. Now, they consume medicine for curing some diseases. At that time, herbal was taken from nature such as leaves, twigs, wood skin, and roots. It was working but it took time to recover from disease. Now, medicine works instant but it stays some bad effects on body because medicine has got chemical substance inside. Another people's life in the past was very embarrassing. People used to be silly in clothes. They didn't care about appearance, compared to present life which looks good looking. Also, people used to be slow at doing something. They did activities which took much time. They carried out works by hands. But look, it's much different from today's life which is fast and instant. They prefer to use machines for working. Did you ever think of how old days people know the time? People used to be silly at knowing time which they relied on sun shadow toward objects. It's only for day, but night they could not do it. Today's life, people are quite modern because they look at watch or clock. The changing time brings many improvements and better life for people. Today's life, everything they want is quick, easy, practical, and comfortable, such as transportation, cooking way, tool to write, typing device, disease curing, and many more. It's much different from living in the old days. Old days life was really hard, uneasy, taking time, and unpractical. They made and used life needs were mostly from nature. So, living at present is much better than living in the old days.